reporting on Glan Afan's BBC School Report News.
First it's over to Josh and Darcy for the latest flight news on MH370.
Thank you, Amy and Megan.
One of the biggest news stories this week is the missing plane, the MH370 Malaysian airline.
The missing plane was flying from Kuala Lumpur Airport and suspiciously went missing over 2 weeks ago. They believe to have found the wreckage of the plane 1,550 miles from Perth, Australia.
It has been suggested that 2 men on board had stolen passports. This made people suspicious, but it has been reported they just wanted a better life.
There are 227 passengers on board Flight 370, including 12 crew. It has affected a number of nationalities, but it has affected the Chinese the most.
People around the world are glued to this story for any new updates. Back to Megan and Amy in the studio.
Thank you, Josh and Darcy. Now over to Lucy and Cam with more international news.
Thanks, Amy and Megan.
Barack Obama met Pope Francis during his visit to Rome after 3 days of talks with world leaders in the Netherlands and Brussels.
Mr. Obama said it was a great honour to meet Pope Francis for the first time during the European tour dominated by the crisis in Ukraine.
In a newspaper interview before their meeting, Mr. Obama described the Pope as a man who lived the Christian gospel.
US Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes said Pope Francis's messages of inclusion and equality have inspired President Obama.
He said Mr. Obama planned to express his appreciation for his leadership.
That's all from us. Back to the studio.
Now it's over to Darcy and Sam for some interesting local news.
And in school news,
Last time we were involved in the BBC School Report, we spoke about the possibility of there being a super school in the Newton Talbot area.
now it has been confirmed we are here with Mr. Gibbon, our headmaster.
Do you know the area that the super school will be in?
Yeah, they say that the area is going to be in Barrelboard, so that's to the right of the current roundabout that goes up over onto the Salford estate, and it's to the right there's a business park on Barrel, and it's going to be positioned somewhere around there.
What type of facilities will be included in the school?
Well, it's exciting at the moment. They're looking at the facilities, so they are in the early stages of the design. So as we'll have state-of-the-art IT facilities, so you might have not just an example of broadband, but you're going to have the ability to use iPads, tablets, so that was going to be exciting. There'll be obviously the other rooms will be IT, you'll have also DT rooms, large areas for sports, large playing fields, and they're also going to put a garage on there where people can do motor mechanics.
Have you decided on the school's name yet?
There isn't a name. It's going to be a competition apparently when we're nearer to the date of the new school, where students will place their ideas, and then we'll have probably have a competition, and then the best will be chosen.
Are you looking forward to the new super schools opening?
Yeah, I think it's important that Talbot as a school in the 21st century, isn't it? The current schools, although all good schools, the resources we have in terms of the facilities and the buildings are aging. So it would be great for all pupils and staff and parents to come to a school that is state-of-the-art.
In other news,
The local community of Talbot are outraged of the possibility that Junction 41 could be closing, but 10,000 petitions have been signed.
Junction 41 is closing to prevent heavy traffic and at peak times and reduce dangerous incidents.
How does the closure of Junction 41 affect you and the pupils of Glan Afan?
From a personal perspective, it doesn't affect me greatly. On the way into work, I am aware of sometimes it's quite a dangerous junction there, and we don't want obviously accidents to be happening on a regular basis. For myself, I know it's a different route that I can take into school. I think the traffic volume will increase fairly significantly, and that's where a concern does arise, because I do think the students walking in, particularly from the Baglan area, could well face more traffic in the mornings, and that would concern me somewhat in terms of the community. I also think that the Talbot residents and the people running businesses in this thing have got a right to be concerned as well, because the M4 needs to serve the whole of the community. And I don't know whether or not people will come in to shop in the town, and it'd be interesting to see if figures of footfall going through the shops reduces. But personally, I think it does need to be looked at, because it is a dangerous road. But I think it's the adverse effect on the community is the bigger issue.
What is your opinion on the matter, Mr Davis?
Well, I think it's obvious from what Mr Rees has said that he's not a resident of Port Talbot. Because what it actually means, when you talk about closing the junction to prevent accidents, where is all that traffic going? Where it's going is onto local roads. It's going onto the B roads in the local community. And when you say how is it going to affect the pupils of Glan Afan, those are the pupils who are on those roads, those are the pupils walking to school along the side of those roads. And so the idea that dangerous incidents are going to reduce, to me, seems absurd. Besides the fact that as a local resident, I expect to be able to use the major trunk road that goes through the town. I think the fact that I have to look out on the motorway every day out of my bedroom window, and the idea that I won't be able to get on and off that motorway in my local community means I have to travel through the community to the other side of town before I can get onto the junction is just an absurdity.
Thank you. The Selection Gift Shop on Station Road in Talbot has been shortlisted as one of the best gift shops in the UK.
The owner, Richard Jones, will find out if he's in the Wales and Midlands category at the end of the month.
How did you feel when you found out you were shortlisted as one of the best gift shops in the UK?
I was very shocked but very pleased as well, especially as this year is our 30th anniversary of trading in Port Talbot.
We know that your gift and coffee shops were together up until recently. Do you think the separating has improved the sales?
Yes, we've got to a stage a few years ago whereas the gift shop or the coffee shop couldn't expand any further, so we had to look for more space, and when this property became available it seemed the ideal expansion.
What type of things do you sell in the gift shop?
Our main sellers at the moment are greeting cards, interiors, things like lamps, and candles. Candles are a huge growth area at the moment.
And finally, how do you feel about going to the awards lunch in London in May?
A bit nervous, but very pleased to be going to such a prestigious hotel in London, and it's just nice to go over and just to see all the other finalists as well.
Thanks for taking the time to speak to us.
And congratulations from us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Darcy and Sam. I'll be sure to pop over selections to get my Mother's Day gift.
In the past few weeks, the struggle of David Moyes dominated the news. Ever since Alex Ferguson left and David Moyes took over, in our opinion, Manchester United has gone downhill. On Tuesday, Man United against Manchester City unfortunately lost 3-0. We spoke to our PE teacher and these were his words. You can tell that under David Moyes, Man United are a declining team. Players don't want to play for him as it's Alex Ferguson's squad. The game shows that Manchester City technically are more alive and wanted to win the game more.
Harvey is a unique pupil from Glan Afan. He has recently travelled to America to take part in a karate competition. We will speak to him about his experience.
How did you feel when you knew you were going to fight in Boston?
It was very exciting that when I knew I was going to fight in Boston.
What was the competition like?
It was difficult to adapt to, but once you'd sorted out what you had to do and what they were doing, it got easier for them.
How long have you been taking part in karate?
I've been taking part in karate for about 8 years now.
What other sports do you do outside of school?
I do swimming, rugby, and international training for karate as well.
What trophy did you win?
I won 2 gold medals, 2 silver medals, a bronze and a grand champion trophy.
In behalf of the whole Glan Afan staff and people, we just want to say impressed about all your achievements.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Megan and Ella are now reporting on the latest entertainment news.
Thanks, Megan and Amy. Now we have some really exciting celebrity news for you. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are engaged and are going to be parents.
She was photographed at the end of last month wearing a massive diamond ring while out shopping with her mother at Grove Shopping Centre in LA.
A source confirmed to us that Ashton has indeed popped the question. In spite of rumours online that the couple is having twins, Kunis is expecting only one baby with Kutcher.
Now we've got some exciting news from our own school.
We're now going to speak to Leandre, a talented rapper and a pupil in Year 8 at our own school.
Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, Leandre. So how long have you been interested in rapping?
I'd say I've been interested in rapping for about 2 years or 3 years now.
Have you been involved in any other projects?
Yeah, I was involved in an anti-bullying campaign that was put onto ITV News, so yeah, I've been involved with that.
How do you feel about performing?
It's the best feeling ever, it's just like such a rush.
What advice would you give to anyone who is interested in performing?
I just say keep it realistic to what you want to do.
Thank you again for taking the time to speak to us.
Bye.
On the 20th of March, a group of Year 9 and Year 10 pupils from Glan Afan and Sandfields travelled to Cardiff to see Wicked in the Millennium Centre. We called up Mrs Jones to see what she thought of the projection.
Thank you for joining us, Mrs Jones. What was your favourite part of the projection?
I think the favourite bit was the special effects, and the costumes were really good too. I liked the way that they had the green makeup on the evil witch and the special effect of the bubble when Linda came down was really good.
Who was your favourite character?
That would have to be Glinda, because she's really ditzy and girly and very silly, but she's quite a comedy character, so she was fun to watch.
What do you think of the Millennium Centre tour that we took before?
The tour was good. I think that different tour guides showed different groups different things, but we saw the dressing room, we saw some of the costumes, and we didn't get to speak to any of the actors, but I know that other groups did. So yeah, it was really interesting, and to have the building explained and the materials and how it had been built and why was really interesting to listen to.
Do you think you'd see another production with the school?
Definitely. I think it's really good for the children to get out and about and go to Cardiff, and it was nice because we went with Sandfields as well, so you get to mix and mingle with different schools and meet different people, so I'd definitely go again.
Thank you for joining us.
Back to you in the studio.
Yes, that was a wicked trip. Now over to Callum with more gaming news.
Thanks, Amy and Megan. In the world of gaming this week, the people at Facebook have announced that they will be buying Oculus Rift virtual reality for about $2 billion, which is about 1.2 billion in pounds. Since this, the creator of Minecraft, Marcus Noss Persson, has cancelled the deal with Oculus to bring Minecraft to the virtual reality machine. Now, following the release of the game, the South Park Stick of Truth game recently came out, and the co-creator Matt Stone has said that he would like to make a new South Park game. He exclaimed, "If I had the chance, I would do it all again," which tells us that there will be another South Park game out soon. Finally, Microsoft has announced the new Xbox One is to be released to only Minecraft employees, but recently one surfaced on eBay for about £2,145.66, which is less than 7 times the amount of the original Xbox One is worth. That's all for me. Back to Amy and Megan at the studio.
And now an update with the latest weather with Lucy.
Thanks, Amy and Megan. Today the weather in Port Talbot will be quite dry and overcast. There will be a high of 8 degrees and the wind will be going at a speed of 13 kilometres per hour. There will be some light showers in the afternoon. Friday is going to be cloudy with showers ranging from light to heavy with a high of 9 degrees. And it will be quite windy since the wind will be going at a speed of 16 kilometres per hour. Saturday will be quite nice since there will be only some light cloud and some sunny spells. It will also be warmer with a high of 14 degrees, so you better make the most of it since early next week we'll be starting to see some April showers. Now back to the studio.
That's it from today's news.
From all of us at Glan Afan,
Goodbye.